Hello everyone, how are you today? In this lesson, we are going to talk about relative clauses. First, let me talk about relative pronouns. What are they? Who, which, that, where, whose, when. When you have two or more sentences and you wish to connect them or give more information about something, then you use who for people, which for things, that for people and things, where for location, whose for possession, and when for time. There are two sentences. Перед вами два речення. The woman lives next door. Жінка живе по сусідству. She is a doctor. Вона лікар. Make one sentence out of two. Давайте з вами утворимо з двох речень одне, яке буде складнопідрядним. Яке слово ми будемо вживати для поєднання цих двох речень? Правильно, це буде слово who. Чому саме who? Тому що who у складнопідрядних реченнях перекладається який, яка і вживається для описання людини. Що ж вийде? The woman who lives next door is a doctor. Жінка, яка живе по сусідству, лікар. We use who in a relative clause when we are talking about people, not things. The woman she lives next door is a doctor. The woman who lives next door is a doctor. We know a lot of people. They live in the country. We know a lot of people who live in the country. An architect is someone who designs buildings. What was the name of the person who phoned? A bus goes to the airport. Автобус їде до аеропорту. It runs every half hour. Він ходить кожні півгодини. Let's make one sentence out of two. Using that and using which. І так, давайте утворимо одне речення із двох, використовуючи слова that і which. That і which перекладається як, який, яке, яка і вживається у складнопідрядних реченнях для описання предметів, а не людей. A bus which or that goes to the airport runs every half hour. Автобус, який їде до аеропорту, ходить кожні півгодини. When we are talking about things, we use that or which, not who in a relative clause. Where is the cheese? It was in the fridge. Where is the cheese? That or which was in the fridge. I don't like stories that have unhappy endings or stories which have. Grace works for a company that makes furniture or a company which makes furniture. The machine that broke down is working again now. Or the machine which broke down. I went back to the town. Я повернувся до міста. I grew up there. Я виріс там. Let's make one sentence out of two. What should we use? We should use where. Правильно, в даному випадку для утворення одного речення із двох ми будемо вживати слово where, де. I went back to the town where I grew up. Я повернувся до міста, де я виріс. You can use where in a relative clause to talk about place. The restaurant. We had lunch there. It was near the airport. The restaurant where we had lunch was near the airport. This book has already sold thousands of copies. Ця книжка вже розпродана тиражем 1000 примірників. I can't remember its title. Я не пам'ятаю її назву. Let's make one sentence out of two. Using what? No, whose. Окей. Для того, щоб утворити із двох речень одне, в цьому випадку ми будемо вживати слово whose. Слово whose перекладається як чий, чия, чиє. І вживається для описання належності якогось предмету до когось або чогось. The book, whose title I can't remember, has already sold thousands of copies. Книжка, чию назву я не пам'ятаю, вже розпродана тиражем у 1000 екземплярів. Whose. We use whose in relative clauses instead of his, her, their. We helped some people. Their car had broken down. We helped some people whose car had broken down. We use whose mostly for people. A widow is a woman whose husband is dead. Her husband is dead. What's the name of the man whose car you borrowed? You borrowed his car. I met someone whose brother I went to school with. I went to school with his or her brother. Compare who and whose. I met a man who knows you. He knows you. I met a man whose sister knows you. His sister knows you. I met Fred in 2010. Я зустрів Фреда в 2010 році. That year I moved to York. В тому році я переїхав до Йорка. Let's make one sentence out of two. Using when. Та саме в цьому випадку ми будемо використовувати слово when. When перекладається коли. Давайте утворимо одне речення із двох, використовуючи слово when. I met Fred in 2010 when I moved to York. Я зустрів Фреда в 2010 році, коли я переїхав до Йорку. We use when in a relative clause to talk about time. That was the year when my parents got married. Great! Now I want you to open your copybooks and write the date. Then do the following task. Let's read. In this exercise, you have to explain what some words mean. Choose the right meaning from the box and then write a sentence with who. Use a dictionary if necessary. So the first sentence is, an architect is someone who designs buildings. For this task, you have 10 minutes. Let's start. Great. Now, guys, look at your books, page 145. Learn new words and practice your vocabulary. Look at your vocabulary box. Adventure – пригода. A documentary – документальний фільм. Evil – зло. Power – сила. Romance – романтика. Teenager – підліток. Enjoyable – приємний, радісний. Now let's do exercise 4 in your copybooks, please. For example, Wall-E is a film which or that has brilliant animation. You should fill in the gaps with what, with when, which, who, that, and so on. So you should complete this task in 10 minutes. Start working, please. Great! Our lesson is over. So let's talk about your homework. Your homework is: make one sentence from two. Use who, that, or which. Learn your vocabulary box, please. And rewrite the sentences using a relative pronoun. Make any necessary changes.